we
This
have a tie-up.
conference will now be recorded.
So empanel members means directly we are in touch, like if there are any training requirements for corporates, they contact us directly. Okay, so that's what empanel members means. So we are empanel members of lot of companies actually. Okay, we have empanelment members of Infosys, we have empanel member of Mindtree, we have empanel member of Quality Kiosk, we have empanel member of Test House, Signity. So which means that if for any training requirements, they contact us directly and we do the trainings for them. Okay, just that you know. Anyways, let's go back and quickly review the things, guys. Okay, so in the last class we have understood requirement traceability matrix. I told you this is a 100% interview question. In the requirement traceability matrix, what will be there? What will be there, guys? Somebody please unmute yourself and tell me. Again, this is a 100%. There are certain questions which are 100%, and this is one of the 100% question, requirement traceability matrix. Okay, so what is there in the requirement? What is the first column in the requirement traceability matrix, guys? Somebody unmute. I want
Test
energy.
case IDs, test
Okay,
case IDs it is having, and requirements.
okay, test case ID. And in the second column, actually, this is the second column. What is the first column? Requirement ID. Okay,
Requirements.
ID. So let's say for a requirement ID, I don't know, REQ 1.2. Let's say there is a requirement called REQ 1.2. Okay, REQ 1.2. Okay, so this is the requirement ID. For that requirement, the test case that you have written is, let's say, 2.1. Okay, or the test case TC 2.1. Usually every test case has an ID as well, TC 101. Okay, let's say this is the test case that you have written. Every test case you give a name to it. Again, I'll tell you how that naming and all that. Okay, for requirement REQ 1.2, the test case ID that you have written is TC 101. Okay, so let's say REQ 1.3, there is one requirement. Okay, only one test case will be there for one requirement, or you can have multiple test cases. Option 1, for every requirement there should be absolutely one test case. Option 2, for every requirement there we could write 2 test cases or 3 test cases, 4 test cases. Which one is right? Option 1 or option 2? Multiple. Okay, so let's say for requirement 2 you have written 2 test cases, TC 201 and TC 102 and TC 103. Okay, now I have one more question, guys. Multiple requirements can have a single test case. Option 1 yes, option 2 no. Okay, option 1 yes, option 2 no. Multiple requirements can have same test case. Option 1 yes, option 2 no. Again, you can be totally wrong, it is totally right. Okay, it's totally okay to be wrong, but the thing is you have to give the answer. Yes, multiple requirements can have one test case. Okay, let's say requirement 1.1.4 is there. Again, the test case 101 that you that you have written, okay, it will take care of requirement 1.2, it can take care of requirement 1.4. Multiple requirements can have single test case. Multiple one requirement can have multiple test cases. Okay, now let's say there are 1000 requirements overall. Okay, it will have exactly 1000 test cases, or it can have more test cases. Option 1, it will have exactly 1000 test cases. Option 2, it can have more than that, 1 or 2. Again, you know, I'm
More
seeing
than that.
only Vinupriya Aruna is responding. Shirin, okay, I want everybody to respond. Somebody was speaking, sorry to cut you out. Who was it?
More than the, sir.
More than. Okay,
Radhika.
it can have maybe 1500 test cases or whatever it is, depending upon the requirement. Okay, one requirement can have 10 test cases. Okay, so that way 1000 requirements can have more test cases. So this mapping wherein it will map a requirement to a particular test case is the requirement traceability matrix. Okay, now here is the interview question. Okay, interview question. Okay, 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 Vinu Priya. Okay, I'm calling her as Vinu is the client. Okay, Vinu is the client. Okay, now she wants to understand if all her requirements, how many requirements are there? 1000 requirements are there. If all her requirements, okay, has being properly tested, okay, as being tested or not, or properly tested, or every single requirement is being tested or not, she wants to know. Okay, what she wants to know? She wants to know if every single requirement is being tested. She wants to understand if every single requirement is being tested or not. Okay, so she wants to understand. Okay, who is the client? Vinupriya is the client. What she wants to understand, okay, she wants to check if every single requirement that she has given, which is 1000 requirements, is being properly tested or not, or every single requirement is tested or not. Then what she should request the Infosys team. Okay, what she should request the Infosys team. Wonderful, Izil. Okay, she should request
RTM
for the
document.
RTM document. Okay, generally what happens, the client, once you say, okay, once you means you are a QA guy. Okay, once the QA person says, okay, we have finished writing the test cases, what QA person is saying, okay, we have finished, or we have finished writing the test cases. Immediately what will the client ask? Send me the RTM. Okay, always this happens, guys. Once you say that you have finished the test cases, you are waiting for the code drop or the code to be dropped so that you can start executing the test cases. Then immediately what will the client ask? First send me the RTM, guys, then we will make the environment ready and give the environment to you so that you can start executing your test cases. But first give me the RTM. Why they're asking for the RTM? They are checking that every single requirement corresponding test case is there or not. For example, the requirement 1.5 is there and there is no test case. So you said not applicable or something like that. You have put it here, which means that there is no test case. Then the client will come back and ask you why there is not a test case. If you have a valid reason to it, then the client will be saying, okay, fine, not an issue, that should not be an issue. Okay, but if there is no valid reason, then that becomes an escalation and you have to answer to your manager and all other managers, which means that you are skipping the work, or you are not doing your work properly. Okay, so this is what is the point of RTM, which we have discussed yesterday, last class. I felt that most of the people didn't understood the RTM yesterday, that's why I'm repeating it. Okay, and in the last class we have also discussed about what is the test case. It is your idea of testing a particular functionality or a product or whatever it is. For the pen we have written multiple test cases. Okay, now we understood that there are three types of test cases. What are the three types of test cases? You can type or you can start speaking, unmute and speak. Multiple people also you can unmute and speak. I like noise.
GUI sir, one, second functional test cases, and third one is non-functional test cases. In functional
Wonderful,
testing
Arun.
also, it will be divided into the two parts. One is positive case and another one is negative case.
Superb. Okay, three types of test cases: GUI test cases, functional test cases, non-functional test cases. Functional test cases, positive and negative. Non-functional test cases is not scope of QA because it comes into performance testing or security testing or compatibility testing or user acceptability testing. That is different. So our focus is there on this. Now for the functionality that we have been speaking about, for this functionality we will start writing the test cases, guys. We'll start writing the test cases. Okay, now let me open an Excel sheet and we'll start writing the test cases. Okay, I'll open another sheet. First what I will do is test case ID. Okay, you go to the RTM, there is a test case ID, right? That is what is the test case ID, which is the first field. Okay, wonderful. Second one is test case type. Okay, what is it? Test case type. What is the test case type? You said there are three types of test cases, right? There are three types of test cases: GUI, functional, test cases, non-functional. Non-functional is obviously out of scope. So which is the type? Is it functional or GUI? You will write it over here. Okay, superb. Third one is any prerequisites are there or not? Prerequisites. First tell me what is a prerequisite. Somebody unmute yourself and tell me what is a prerequisite, guys. What is a prerequisite?
A precondition, like if for the login page, the page should be displayed first. So sorry.
Wonderful. Prerequisite is, let's say somebody comes to my institute and say that, sir, for taking the manual testing course, what are the prerequisites? Which means that before starting the manual testing course, before joining the manual testing course, okay, so are there anything that I need to know of? Okay, are you okay, guys, what I'm saying? Okay, before taking the manual testing course, what is that I should know of? Similarly, before executing this test case, what are the prerequisites or what all the things that you need to know, okay, before executing the test case is a prerequisite. Kumar sir, I haven't understood anything about the prerequisite. Not an issue, not an issue. Once we start writing the test cases, somewhere I will write a prerequisite. There you will understand what is a prerequisite. Prerequisite is what are the things which you have to prior do so that you can accomplish that task. Okay, for example, what is the prerequisite to go to the school? You have to bathe, you have to dress up properly, you have to wear the school uniform with a belt and a tie. That is the prerequisite to come to a school. Okay, similarly, for writing this test case or executing the test case, whatever you put it in the prerequisite, that's need to be taken care of. Okay, this is the test case steps. Okay, some people also write this as a description. Okay, however you write, I don't care. So these are the test case description or test case steps. Okay, test data. Okay, again I'll tell you what it is. Expected value. Okay, expected value and actual value. Okay, Kumar sir, what is that you are writing, sir? You're building an Excel sheet. You are started typing all this. This is going out of my head. No, I'll explain. Okay, once we write the first test case, you will 100% understand what is the value addition of each and every heading. Okay, but each and every heading definitely is very, very important. Okay, finally the result. Okay, and build number. Okay, build number is also important. Okay, and then this is good enough. Okay, now so I'm making it look good, little good. Okay, so that it looks like, you know, a proper template sort of thing. If somebody is thinking, oh my god, test cases are good. Okay, so test case ID, you can give any name. I wanted to give TC102, or somebody give me a valid test case ID, something, whatever you think like should be good enough. Somebody unmute yourself and tell me what should, like a baby is born, you give a name of your choice, right? Like you know, Deepika or Pramila or Sayed or Kumar, you give a name to it, right? Now the test case is taking birth. You have to give a name to it. What is the proper name? Can somebody unmute yourself and say, tell?
T1 can be put.
Okay, so T1. Okay, T1. Okay, somebody said T1. I like that name, T1. Okay, maybe if I am there, I will put TC. T stands for test, K stands for case, and 101. Okay, I'll start with 100. Okay, because usually the test cases are like huge. Okay, instead of saying TC1, TC2, after that TC10, after that TC100, I'll start with TC100. Again, why I feel like that? Or if you wanted to say TC1, instead of putting that, I'll put TC001. Okay, because I am planning to write 200 to 300 test cases, so this one looks more good to me, so I'll name it as TC00. Is it mandatory that you should always put TC001? No, whatever you want you can put, but you cannot put like this na, Gajini Gajini 001. Then they will ask what is Gajini. Okay, so if a baby is born, you cannot put Tutu, Kiki, you cannot put it like that. Now, some meaningful name you will put. So that's why I'm putting TC001. Most of the times, let's say this project name is Cornerstone. Okay, my last project name is Cornerstone. Again, every project has a name. Okay, Cornerstone. Okay, so I used to put the test cases name as C for corner, S for stone, 001. Okay, something like that, but put something meaningful. Okay, something meaningful. Don't put Gajini 001 or Faltu 123 or 401, something like that. Okay, so put something like, you know, TC 001. Okay, that's good. Okay, again, is it mandatory? No, it is your test case. You can give whatever the name. If the company is following some standards, go with the standards. Okay, Jaydeep says ICICI underscore TC001 underscore login. I love that kind of, Jaydeep, I love that kind of naming standards. Superb. Okay, I would go for that, but some people might feel it complex, so I'm putting TC001. Or Vinupriya says TC underscore 001. Okay, I like that as well. I'll say underscore 001. Okay, Vinupriya, I like that as well. TC underscore 001. Okay, Jaydeep, what you given is very close to what people use in the real world. Okay, test case type. This time around, I am writing a GUI test case. Okay, let's assume what are the test cases? You have GUI test cases, you have functional test cases. In functional, positive and negative. Okay, non-functional, however, you will not write here. So let's say what is the type we are writing here? GUI. Prerequisites, let's say there is no prerequisite, or we can say that application, okay, is up and running. Understand, guys? Application is up and running. What does it mean? The application is going from Chennai to Hyderabad. When I said up and running, what does it mean when I say application is up and running? The application is going from America to India. Somebody is taking that application. Application is up and running means you are able to access the application. The testing environment is good. There is no problem with the testing environment. The build is deployed. Already I have explained what is deployed, what is build, what is code drop and all that. So the code drop has been deployed, or the build is deployed, or code is dropped. That's what they say. Code drop is done means the build is deployed. Again, they use the words like code drop, guys. Code drop means that build is deployed, or that piece of code has been deployed into the app server. Okay, so only then the application will be accessible. In simple words, when I said application is up and running, the application is accessible, it is stable, and you are able to access it without any hassles from your browser. That's what it means when I said application is up and running. Again, these words are generally used in IT industry. Code drop, code is deployed, build is deployed, application is up and running. Don't get overwhelmed. Okay, again, I'm explained whatever it is. Everybody understands by this word application is up and running? All of you? Again, here, guys, I'm not just teaching manual testing here. Okay, I'm teaching so many other things. What kind of terminology which is used in the IT industry. Okay, so when you are started using these words in your interview, the interviewer will be much more convinced. Okay, comfortable. Okay, test case description or test case. Okay, steps. Invoke. Okay, invoke the application using below URL. Okay, I don't know the URL, but let's say the application is a gmail.com. Okay, or Isha Training Solutions. Okay, so you'll say www.ishatrainingsolutions.com. Okay, by the way, this application is up and running. If you want, you can check it right now. Okay, lot of people actually take the class, practice on this website. Okay, invoke the application. Invoke means what, guys? Invoke means what? Open. Okay, yesterday only we have discussed. Invoke means open the application using the URL. Okay, test data is again this URL. Okay, this URL. Okay, okay, usually you cannot put the URL as the test data, so we can say not applicable. Okay, not applicable. Okay, expected value. Okay, sorry, this is not a GUI test case, guys. This is a functional test case. Okay, this is functional test case. This is not a GUI test case. I'll tell you what is a GUI test. In functional test case, there is two types. One is positive and one is negative. Here we are writing a positive test case. Again, Kumar sir, you haven't explained what is positive, what is negative. Okay, please explain. Again, when it comes to negative test cases, automatically you will understand what is positive. But for now, just understand that this is a positive test case. Okay, expected value. What is the expected value, guys? Once you open the application using the URL, what is the expected value?
URL should run properly.
Okay,
Homepage you
okay, wonderful. Okay, so login screen, can I say login screen? Okay, login page, okay, is displayed. Okay, login page is displayed. Okay, login page is displayed. Again, you wanted to be very specific, you can also say that login page is displayed with following fields. Username, password, connect to login, clear, forget password, and cancel. Okay, you can, if you want to be absolutely clear, you can say that login page is displayed and with the following fields. Okay, with following fields, or what do you call this? Login is displayed with following, you can say following fields. Okay, with following fields. What are those fields? Okay, login. Okay, what is it? Username, sorry, not login. Okay, username field, Okay, password connect to, okay, login button, cancel button, okay, and clear button, and whatever else, forgot password. Okay, clear button and forgot password.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, buddy. Who is that? Okay, superb. Okay, expected value. Kumar sir, what is this actual value? What is this result? What is this field number? Okay, mute yourself, guys. If you have something to speak, unmute. Politely mute yourself. Okay, wonderful. So now you tell me, okay, what is the expected value once you open the application, once you open this URL, okay, what is the expected value? The login page should open with these fields, okay, with these fields. What are these fields? Username, password, connect to, login, clear, forgot, cancel. Wonderful, superb. Okay, now can somebody tell me what is the actual value? Wonderful. Isaiah says, what are we getting it? Okay, now now I'm telling you this test case is done. After this test case is done, do we need to execute this test case or not? Do we need to execute this test case or not? One is yes, two is no. You just write the test cases, that's it, or you actually gonna open that application and test it? Okay, please mute yourself, guys, unnecessarily, a lot of background noise. If you have to answer, I'm okay, answer it. Okay, execute means what? Now execute means what? You open the switch on the computer, you open the Chrome browser, you take the URL. First you will understand what is the test case. TC00, what is this? Positive test case. Yeah, prerequisite application should be up and running. You check the application is up and running. Now what you will do, you take the URL, this one, and put it in the browser and type enter. Okay, that's how you do it. And then what any test data needs to be entered? No. What is the expected value? This is the expected value. Actual value you will see. Okay, you will type this in the URL, you will type this in the URL, you will type this is in the URL. What you will type? www.isha training solutions.com, right? .com. Okay, yeah. The application seems to be down with a training. IN is missing here. Okay, training. Okay, so you will open this application. Okay, you will open this application. Now the application opens. Once the application is opened, okay, what you will check? Okay, these fields are there or not. Username is there, password is there, blah 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 is there, blah 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 is there. You will check every single field is there or not. Now the actual value, what you will say? Now you have written. Okay, you have written. You are executed after 1 month. I'll tell you why you will execute after 1 month, but you have executed after 1 month, and you will write the actual value. What is the actual value? Yes, login page is displayed with following fields. Okay, login page is displayed with following fields. Okay, when you will write it? When you actually execute the test case. When I said actually execute the test case means you actually take in the URL, put it in the browser and see what has happened. Okay, so let's say all the fields you are able to see. Okay, whatever the fields it is displayed over here, all that fields are able to see. Then you will say that yes, I have opened this page and login page is displayed with the following fields. What are the fields? All this. Now you see whatever the fields that it is supposed to open with all those fields you are able to it is actually open. Okay, the login page has opened with all these fields. Okay, all these fields, every single field that it is supposed to open, all those every field that is supposed to be there on the website, all of them are there on the website. So you said yes, it is opened with all the website. Okay, now you say is result pass or fail? Is the result pass or fail? Now you tell me. Pass. Okay, I want to answer. Everybody needs to answer. One is pass, two is no. Type one or two. One is pass, two is fail. Is pass. Okay, so now you tell me. Okay, let's also put the defect ID here. Okay, let's also put the defect ID. Will there be a defect for this? Will there be a defect for this? One is yes, two is no. Will there be a defect for this? One is yes, two is no. Isil says two, no. Everybody, guys, I want everybody. Will there be a defect for this? Defect means what? Deviation from the requirement. Okay. Will there be a defect? No defect. Wonderful. Because the test case is passed. When there is a pass, how can it be a defect? When the test case is passed, then obviously it is working as per your expectation. Then why there will be a defect? There will not be a defect. You can say no defect or not applicable. Build number, the client will give you, or the developer will give you, that this is BD 123.456 something build number will be there. I told you, right? In the third class or fourth class, I told you about the builds. Okay, what is the naming convention? Whatever the build name is there, you will put it over here. Wonderful. So defect ID, there is no defect over here. Wonderful. For example, you have executed this test case. You have executed this test case. Okay, all the fields are there. Username is there, password, connect to login button, everything is there. But forget password button is not there. Now you tell me if this test case is pass or a fail. Okay, wonderful. Fail. Okay, you will say that this is a fail. Now is there a defect for this? Is there a defect for this? Is there a defect for this? Yes. Okay, defect ID will be there. Let's say again the naming convention, let's say you put df101 defect ID. How do I get more information for df101? When the defect class, when I'm talking about the defect life cycle, I'll tell you how to raise a defect, what all needs to be there and all that. I will map this df101 over there, but for now just assume that there is a defect which is df101. Okay, df101. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Okay, now I am deleting all this. Okay, wonderful. Now okay, now you have written the test case. Now I have one more question, guys. Okay, when I said you have written, our Shirin Khan has written this test case. Again, there is one more field. Typically there is one more field called author. Okay, author means who has written this test case. Okay, Shirin Khan has written this test case. Shirin Khan. Okay, Shirin Khan has written this test case. Superb. Now, is it mandatory that Shirin Khan has to execute this test case? Option 1 yes, option 2 no. Is it mandatory that Shirin Khan has to execute this test case? Option 1 yes, option 2 no. Okay, Kumar sir, Shirin Khan understood everything. She is the one who has written this test case. Why, in what situations she will not execute this test case? Shirin Khan, after writing this test case, she would have left the organization. Shirin Khan. Okay, then somebody else has to take the place of Shirin Khan and execute it. Suddenly her manager thinks that Shirin Khan is better suited for some other project. Let's say this project is Cornerstone. Okay, this project is Cornerstone. Okay, so her manager feels that there is another project called Ellis. Okay, and I would put Shirin Khan into Ellis. Then she's moved from Cornerstones to Ellis, a different project. Then somebody has to take care of this work. So let's say Vinupriya came in. So let's say Syed came in place of Shirin. So Syed will be executing the test cases. Okay, so wonderful. And what other cases this happens? Shirin Khan got a promotion. Okay, she is promoted from QA to QA lead. Then says, okay, I'm a QA lead now. I'll be managing the things. I'm not the one who will be executing and all that. I will assign the work to Manikandan. So Manikandan will be executing. So that all the information should be clearly written in such a way that Manikandan, without talking to Shirin, he should be blindly able to execute this test case. That clearly you have to write the test cases, so that at any point of time he should not go disturb the Shirin Khan for again tell me what is this, what is that you have written and all that. Blindly he should be able to follow the steps over here, and with the prerequisites and all this test data and expected value, it should be so clear that he need not have to go to Shirin Khan again and ask her to explain what is that you have written here and what is that I have to execute. You haven't written it clearly. I have a lot of confusion. That kind of stuff should not be there. Everything should be so clearly written that in case if somebody has to execute the test cases, they should not feel any difficulty at all. Are we clear, guys? All of you, are we clear? That's how the test description or the test steps should be so clear that they should not even ask. They should not ask again, come back and ask you again in case somebody will execute it. Or Shirin Khan itself, Shirin Khan herself are executing these test cases after 2 months. After 2 months. Okay. Then she herself should not get confused. Oh, what is this I have written? Something is missing. Whom should I ask now? That confusion should not be there. So everything should be so clearly written here that blindly she should write it, or simply even a 10th class 9th class students by looking at this instruction should be able to execute these test cases. Okay, everybody clear, guys? Absolutely clear, all of you? Absolutely clear, all of you? Okay, superb. Now the second question is, you have written this test case. Will you immediately execute this test case? Option 1, or we might execute after 1 month. Option 1 immediately, option 2 after 1 month, maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months or something like that. Okay, some of them are saying immediately, some of them are saying after some time. Typically what happens, guys, if you look at the testing life cycle, okay, so first you will write all the test cases, then once all the 1000, for let's say there are 1000 requirements are there, okay, 1000 requirements are there, you will write the test cases for all the 1000 requirements, and then you will go execute it. Okay, so Kumar sir, why can't we execute as soon as we write let's go execute, it becomes easy, right? Am I saying it right or wrong? Okay, am I saying it correctly or not? I'm saying that as soon as you write it, you execute it. Why you have to wait for that 1 month 15 days? Is it right or wrong? Tell me. Okay, Sayed, wonderful, guys. It depends on the model, but again I'm coming to that point. Okay, now the simple question I'm asking, as soon as you write, you execute it, it becomes very, very simple for everybody. So is this true? One yes, two is no. Okay, what I'm saying, what will happen in the real world is a different story, but what I'm asking is, as soon as you write it, you will execute it. Will become easy for you or not? I'm just asking that. It will become easy as soon as you write, you execute it, it becomes easy. 1 minute, amma, 1 minute. Anita, Mahesh unnadamma. Anita, Mahesh unnada? Koncham water iవ్వమన్నమ్మా. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, so it becomes simple, but why we are executing after 1 month, I'll come to that point. Okay, in the V model, you remember V model, guys? All of you will remember the V model. Remember the V model, all of you? Okay, somewhere the V model should be there, I think here. Okay, this is not the V model. Somewhere the V model should be there. Hang on, guys, hang on. Here the V model is there. Yeah. Okay, verification and validation. Wonderful. Okay, so in the V model, think carefully, guys. Okay, so you see the requirement gathering is done. Okay, the analysis is done. Concentrate here. Analysis is done. Parallelly, we are the system testing team, guys. Remember this. Okay, this is covered in detail. I don't know which class it was, day 12. Okay, you see, analysis is done. SRS document is out. Using this BRD document, SRS document, system testing team, which is our team, we are the system testing team. What we will do first, we will be writing the system test plan using these two documents. Parallelly, what is happening? What is that? The development team and then the architect team, they will be working on HLD and LLD. Thank you, Amma. 1 minute, guys. Thank you. Meanwhile, you wanted to get a glass of water, please do it. What happens is I'm continuously talking, right? So I feel very thirsty. Okay, so parallelly, what is happening while the system testing team? Who is the system testing team? Our Shirin Khan. Shirin Khan is she became a lead. She is writing the test plan, and Shirin Khan and her team, let's say there are 4 people are there, they are working on creating the test plan, and parallelly what is happening, the system the architect and development team, they are working on HLD and LLD, high level design and low level design. Okay, And then after our test plan is done, we will be writing the test cases. How we will be writing the test cases? Like this, we will be writing the test cases. While the test cases is done, is the code ready? No, the coding is happening parallelly here. Okay, the code is not ready. How will you execute the test case? You will not be able to execute the test case. So that is the reason why we will write all the test cases, all the 1500 or 2000 test cases which we are supposed to write. We will be writing all the test cases for 1000 requirements. While these test cases are being written, it might take 1 month to write the 1500 test cases. While we are writing these test cases, the coding is being done and unit testing is being done and integration testing is done. Okay, once only after these three things are done, this is when the code will be deployed into our testing environment and the application will be up and running. Until these three things are done, the application is not ready. If when the application is not ready, you will not be able to execute this test cases. So while these things are happening, you will be writing your test cases and preparing the test plan. First we will write the test plan and then we will write the test cases. While these are happening parallel, while these are happening, the other things are happening parallelly, and you will have a deadline. Let's say by September 30 the integration testing will be done and the code will be ready and it will be deployed into testing environment. Let's say September 30. By September 30 all your 1500 test cases needs to be written. Okay, exactly on October 1st the code drop will be done and we will be ready to start executing this test cases. Okay, are we clear, guys? Absolutely clear why we write all the test cases first and then we will go execute? All of you, are you ready? Sorry, have you understood exactly? Again, I'm asking, there are 25 people attending the class and we have spent 1 day or 2 days understanding this V model. Okay, validation and verification model. And now I'm telling you why we write the test cases all at once and then we will execute it once. The ideal thing is as soon as you write it, you execute, but that doesn't happen. Why? Because things are happening parallelly and your code is not ready. Your code is not ready until the integration testing is done. Meanwhile, to save the time, you will be writing all those 1500 test cases. 1500 test cases. Wonderful. Again, I need not have to tell you all this, guys, but I want you to visualize this. I want you to understand what exactly happens in the real world so that when you go to the interview, you can confidently answer everything. Okay, now you start writing the second test case. Okay, TC002. TC002. Okay, again, who has written this test case? Our Shirin Khan has written the test case. Okay, let's write a GUI test case here. Okay, prerequisite none. Okay, there are no prerequisites. Okay, you have already invoked the application. Okay, check for all the objects, check for all the objects available on the login page. Okay, check for all the objects available. No prerequisites, there are none. Okay, prerequisites, there are none. Okay, check for all the objects available on the login page. Okay, all objects means these are the objects. Okay, these objects are available or not, you need to check. Okay, these objects are available or not, you need to check. Test data not applicable or none, you can put none instead of saying not applicable. There's no test data for this. Okay, now expected value. Okay, all the below objects, okay, should be available. Okay, are available. Instead of saying should be, are available. Okay, what all the objects are available? These are the objects. Okay, if you want to give more description, you can give. Some of them are buttons, some of them are pull down lists, some of them are drop down lists. You can give all that information as well. On the high level, I am writing the test cases. All the below objects are available. Again, this is a GUI test case. Now you see difference between a functional test case and GUI. Functional test case means something is happening. You see, you have typed this URL on the browser, you clicked enter and the page has come. There is some action, there is some functionality is being done, there is some movement is happening. But GUI means the page has come, you're blindly checking, you're blindly checking if this object is there or not, this object is there or not, this object is there or not, this button is there or not. Like this you are checking, there is no action in that. So that's why you're calling it as a GUI test case. Okay, GUI test case. Again, once you execute it, you will have the actual value result. Then once you have the actual value, then you will have a result which is a pass or a fail. Let's say this is all done on build blah blah blah. Okay, wonderful. Okay, I'll write one more test case, TC003. TC003. Again, we'll write a GUI test case itself. We'll try to write every single test case, guys. Every single test case which is possible for this particular functionality. Okay. Again, prerequisites. There are no prerequisite or login page is displayed. Login page is available. Okay. Only then you can available. Okay, only then you will be able to see this. Okay, login page is available. What is the prerequisite? Login page is available. Okay, available or accessible or however available. Okay, login page is available. If there are any spelling mistakes, ignore it, guys. Okay, okay, check for the spellings of the objects. Okay, okay, check for the spellings of the object. Again, test data none. Okay, 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 expected results, all the objects are spelled properly, okay, as per the SRS or BRS document or as per the use case blah blah blah, whatever the use case ID you have given, let's say 101 you have given, it is there. Okay, okay, so that's what it is. So are you understanding, guys? All of you, are you understanding? Okay, so wonderful, you have done the spelling. Again, there is no functionality, you are only checking the spelling, so that's why this is a GUI test case. That's why this is a GUI test case. TC004. Again, the test case ID, whatever you wanted to give, you can give. I've given TC. Let's say this particular test case is written by Chandana. Why? Chandana is a part of Shirin Khan team. Some test cases will be written by Shirin Khan, some test cases will be written by Chandana. Okay, so this is a GUI test case again. Okay, prerequisite is login page is available. Only if the login page is available, then you will be able to execute this test case. Okay, check for the initial position of the cursor. Okay, there was some special requirements, right? There were some special requirements. What are the different kinds of special requirements in the use case, guys? There are two types of special requirements. What were this? Come on, I wanted to, somebody needs to tell. You cannot forget this, guys.
Implicit and explicit.
Implicit and explicit. Somewhere in the implicit or explicit, we had the requirement, right? The cursor, initial position of the cursor should be in the login. You remember that, guys? You remember that? Okay. So this particular test case is for that particular requirement. Okay. For that particular requirement. Okay. Okay, so where should be, guys, the cursor as per the special requirement? Where should be the cursor be? Okay, we have typed all this, na? It should be there in the username field. You remember the cursor? There were some special requirement there. It said that, you know, it should be there in the username field. The cursor, initially the cursor should be there in the username field as soon as you open the page. Okay, was this an implicit requirement or explicit, guys? Can somebody tell me? I could not remember that. Was this an implicit or explicit requirement?
Implicit.
It was implicit. Are you positive?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Implicit means client will give or the business analyst will come out with this.
Business analyst.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this particular test case is for that requirement. Okay. If you want the RTM to be a part of this, okay, then you can add one more field here so that the RTM will become a part of this. Okay, you can say insert and then requirement ID you can give here. Okay, so that you need not have to build a separate RTM. Okay, you need not have to build a separate RTM. Let's say this implicit requirement, there should be a requirement ID to it. Let's say this is an implicit requirement. Let's say IM 102 is there, you can type it here, IM 202. Okay, so that the test cases itself you are doing an RTM as well. Okay, if you want, some people will write the requirement ID as well over here, so that RTM is already happening parallelly as you are writing the test cases, so that you don't forget it. Okay, you're not missing out any requirements. Okay, let's say this is written by Chandana again. Okay, and let's look at the next test case. Let's look at the next test case. Okay, again this is also GUI because there is no functionalities happening. For this also the login page should be available or is available. Okay, check for the enabled okay property of login, okay, clear and cancel button, okay, and cancel buttons, okay, and cancel button, okay. So this should be by default, they should be enabled, right? That's what I'm writing it here. They should be enabled, okay. Okay, okay, now enabled, okay. Cancel and clear button needs to be enabled, okay. Wonderful. Okay, any test data? None. Okay, simple thing, okay. Login, clear and cancel button are enabled. That's it, right? All these three should be by default. Clear, it will enable only after write something. Cancel button, okay, the only thing is login login and cancel button should be enabled. Login and cancel. Clear, if you write something then it becomes enable. Okay, check for the enable property of login and cancel button initial. So okay, then login cancel button are enabled. Okay, so that is the expected value. Okay, then only if you type something then the cancel button should be enabled. Okay, that's what it was there, na? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so far we have written this, guys. Today we will take off. Tomorrow when we come back, we'll start writing more test cases, and expect some classes to be done over the weekend as well. Please plan your calendar. Tomorrow we will write all the test cases which is possible for this. We will write at least 20 test cases for this simple login functionality, so that you will totally understand how the test cases are written. But today I've covered what is the expected result, what should be the result, when the defect will be raised, and when you will write the test cases, when you will execute the test cases, why you're writing all the test cases and at once and executing it later. I've covered all those, guys. Okay, tomorrow we will focus only on writing the test cases, and we will complete the test cases for this project. Okay, then we will go back and check for the test case design techniques, and once that is done, then we will go with the defect. Okay, so probably by Sunday or Monday we will be closing the manual testing classes. Okay. Yes, Jaydeep, that is something that we have discussed already. Testers usually do system testing. Sometimes you will also do the user acceptance testing. Developers will do the integration and unit testing, or white box testers will do that. Okay, Jaydeep, I hope I've answered that question. Okay, by the way, Jaydeep has asked the question privately to me, guys, if somebody is wondering what was that question. Okay, any questions, or can I drop off? Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Tomorrow we will write all the test cases and we will be good to go, and you can start yourself calling as a software testers, guys, because 90% of the time you will be writing the test cases and executing the test cases. That's what you will be doing. Okay, so you're already a tester. Wonderful, Sureka. Wonderful, everybody. Any questions? Should I wait or should I drop off? Any questions, guys? I don't know. People are dropping off. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.